Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Ben and Jamie Talk Football Podcast. It's our Premier League preview show. We've got lots to talk about. It's a weekend where Liverpool can become champions. Some people are saying we might be the worst champions ever. We'll get into that. Personally, I'll just say my stance quickly on it. Bollocks. Anyway, we're also going to have a look at some of the Premier League games that are coming up this week. You've got Chelsea, Everton, of course, Liverpool versus Tottenham. The FA Cup is on this weekend with Forest versus City and Palace versus Villa. Who is going to be making it to the final? That's a scorcher. We both know who we want to get there, I think. And we're also going to be looking at Mr. Jamie Vardy a little bit, as well as some other stuff. So make sure you stick around for that. We're going to have a Vardy party at the end. But Ben, we'll get right into it first. How's your week been?
Oh, mate. Quite chilled.
Stop staring at me.
Yeah, that did catch me off guard a little bit. Jesus.
Well, asking you how your week's been?
Yeah.
That's because the missus was... I was getting just dagger rides. I don't know why, from the missus. Oh, right. I was like, what can I throw in quickly?
Yeah, but then you turned around to me like really evil. Really evil.
Anyways, so hang on 1 minute without interruptions. It worked.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll say hi to her in a bit. No worries. I had comments saying say hi to her. Ben to do intros. Ben will do intros.
Last game of the season.
When Chelsea have success, that's when he said he's going to come back to do the intros.
Oh, well, we're never getting it, are we?
Yeah, there we go. Anyways, let's start off with the juiciest thing. It's been going around all week on social media and so on about Liverpool being the worst champions of all time.
Yep.
I have my thoughts on it. I've done a brief video on it, and I'm happy to delve into it more. But Ben, I'd love to hear your stance.
I think they definitely gained from the league quality being quite in the mud at the moment. City falling off a lot. Arsenal maybe being out of touch at points, but I don't think they are the worst. You look at points tally; they're still, one of the better ones so far. They're on still a run to go and get 91, which is more than I think the last 2 or 3 seasons. So I wouldn't say it's been the worst. I think maybe it's just been not the worst Premier League, but the worst title race.
Yeah,
because it's been so clear.
It has. I think Liverpool have had a bit of consistency at the previous stages where we've failed to have the consistency. I think we've had it this time. And yes, Man City dropping off has definitely helped, and Arsenal not being able to chase as well as Man City would or put the pressure on has also helped. But let's not forget, we're talking about a team that still has a maximum of 94 points that they can get to, which I think would make them the 5th highest point tally finishing side to win the Premier League. 6th if you include when Liverpool got 98 and didn't win it. So to say that they're the worst champions ever is just ludicrous on that alone. I mean, with 5 games to go, we could have won the Premier League with... Well, actually, Arsenal play before us, don't they? Or do they play on Monday night? They must play before us. They got Champions League.
Play Tuesday, don't they?
So there's every chance that we could have already won the Premier League with still with 5 games to play. We definitely, it's in our hands to win it with 4 games to play. And I just think it's a silly statement. I mean, the lowest point tally side. Oh no, Arsenal don't play. They don't play. Yeah. Scrap that. Arsenal don't play because it's the FA Cup. That's why. Yeah. That's why they play Palace. But even still, it's in our hands for Sunday. And it's all there for us to take. And I think, I'm not saying we'll win all 5 games left. I definitely think the foot's gone off the gas a little bit. You can see that in the recent performances, which maybe is, missed in people's minds. If you've won, your level's going to drop a little bit because you're not as, if we don't win, we won't win, Still, it'd be nice to go out with a win, no matter what, win every game that we can. 94 points sounds a lot better than 83 or something like that, But we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. So if you were to rank this Liverpool side on a scale of 1 to 10 on how worthy they are of being champions, say, what would you give them?
I think an 8 or 9. I think that's quite generous.
Yeah, I mean,
in my opinion. You do have to. Maybe the second half of their season, they have had a few difficult games, but I think still, their start of the season was so insane. What, one loss is it still?
we only lost our second game against Fulham. 3-8.
Oh, that was it, Fulham.
That
Yeah, I
was the
forgot
second
about
game
Fulham.
we lost, but one game all season till then, you know.
Yeah, no. Yeah, 8 or 9. I think the team's been quality. It'll be interesting to see next season what they do.
It would be very interesting. I mean, a summer transfer window is huge. You know, there's so much that could happen in that, and also just in general, other teams bouncing back as well. I look at the Premier League table. It reminds me of 08-09 when Liverpool lost it to Man United, and Man U were good that season, just like Liverpool have been this season. And Liverpool just had too many draws. And if you look at Arsenal, 13 draws they've had this season. The only team that has drawn more than them is Everton with 14.
Right. Yeah.
Which just, you know, for a team that's meant to be challenging, 13 is just not good enough, is it?
Yeah, no. 100%.
Can't draw that many times and hope to win the league. But yeah, for me, I'd give them a 7 out of 10 on champions. 10 being these are the most worthy champions I've ever seen. And 1 being they don't deserve it at all. They just got lucky and cheated their way through. Yeah, but we're not champions yet. But look, I will happily say it. I will happily say it now because if we don't get champions somehow, I mean, I don't even see Arsenal winning their last 4 games personally, let alone us losing the next 5.
Yeah.
But anyways, on to the weekend ahead. There are some games missing. But one big game for a certain team in blue against another team that normally plays in blue. Chelsea versus Everton.
Yes.
How are you feeling for it, Ben?
I don't really know. It's at Stamford Bridge. It's 12:30 kickoff. Early's never go well with us. I think the last 12:30 game I remember, we lost 2-0 to Brentford. So, but that was last season. So we probably have had a 12:30 since. But yeah, it'll be a good game. Obviously, Everton look different under not Sean Dyche, David Moyes. So, what are they, top 5, 6 since he's took over, based on points and everything. So, but I do expect us to come through 2-3-0 in my opinion.
It's got to happen at some point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't keep. I mean, your form over that, you got to win. You haven't lost in 4 in the Premier League, which is an improvement. The games themselves, I wouldn't say have been exceptional.
No.
But Everton, who were once flying, have dropped down a little bit under Moyes, and now you are sort of on a steady recovery, I would say. And look, you need to win this if you have any chance of top 5, right? I mean,
100%.
You need to pretty much go flawless. I mean, I think you've got Newcastle. What is it, second to last game of the season?
Yeah, and then third last. Then we have United, and then Forest.
Oh, so third last. So it's you got the hardest running. Yeah, at least you got one easy game of Man United in the middle, and we'll see what happens. But that's not the only game of the weekend. Which game do you want to talk about next, Ben?
Let's go to. Let me look at the games because I know we spoke about some before. There's Liverpool Spurs. We probably briefly touched up on.
It's probably
really the major talking point of there. Should we go to probably, in my opinion, I think bar the Liverpool game, probably the most interesting game of the weekend, which is Forest City. Yeah,
okay, I'm happy to go there. Let's go straight to the FA Cup, shall we?
Yep, 100%.
You start talking.
Yeah, so the Forest ground, well, not the Forest ground, it's City ground. Oh.
You're doing a piss on the street. Keep going.
Yeah, the City ground. City going to Forest. Forest, who are third in the Prem, fourth in the Prem. They're going to be looking like Monday. They're going to try and take advantage. I have a suspicion this is Forest is to lose. Even though City have so much quality, I think Forest. This is probably, in my opinion, the final. Whoever wins this wins.
I'll deal with it after.
What, that he
Forest,
waits
if
there
they go
on
and beat
purpose?
Pardon?
City,
That he waits there on purpose.
What do you
they're
think?
huge against
Oh,
Villa
that's
or
right.
Palace. Whereas City,
Your parrot
they'll be
and
looking
your
to win the
sugar.
trophy under Pep again. So it'll be an interesting game. Same time as the Liverpool Tottenham one, though. So you have to pick
Yeah.
and choose what one you want to watch there.
I know what I'll be watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't lie. I was being spoken to the entire time through that, so I'm glad
Yep.
that you mumbled your way through.
Yep.
Who do you think is going to win? Is the one question?
I think Forest.
What is that noise?
FA Cup for the semi-finals get played at Wembley.
What did
You can tell the last time Chelsea
yeah.
got there. Jesus
So,
Christ.
so he was talking about it being a home game.
Yeah.
That shows how I was.
Oh, I'm going to retire. No. Yeah, I still think Forest.
That's why we have a chat to pick up on the stupid
Yep.
things we say.
Yep. I forgot about that.
That's the real reason we do
No, I
things
do.
live. So Forest, we want to see Forest there. I fear City. I fear that it'll be City.
Yeah.
I really do. But yeah, and what about Crystal Palace, Aston Villa? Crystal Palace, the home team there. Amazing that.
Yes, that's how Hurst Park that game.
Playing in London.
Well, they are, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
That's
think
why I said
Villa.
that.
I think Villa will win. I don't really have much doubt with that either. I think Villa's quality is way too much for Palace. I mean, Palace do have quality. What Eze Mateta, Sarr, Daniel Munoz, who I think might actually be missing the game anyways. But yeah, you suspect that Villa, Asensio, Rashford, Rodgers. I mean, they're coming off that 5-1 win or whatever it was last week. Was it 4?
Against Nuke, yeah.
Yeah.
And Palace were off the back of a good draw against Arsenal. And Crystal Palace, this is the moment of their season. Aston Villa have the Champions League run. They've still got European places they're fighting for.
They're the only team that I think can really take Europa League away from any teams. Palace. Because Villa, Forest and City are more than likely going to be in Europa or Champions. So
yeah. And I would
that
say,
could choose
for
big things.
me, I would love to see a Forest Palace final.
I would not.
I would.
No. I don't want Palace taking my Europa League spot.
Well, the idea is that you wouldn't be that low in the table, right?
Yeah.
But you also should win the Conference League. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, we should.
So I mean, Chelsea have got 2 ways in from the league and so on. I do think if you saw Palace and Forest in the final, you'd go, one of these teams is going to have a historic day, no matter what.
Yeah.
And as long as it's not City, I actually
Did
don't
you
care.
say that for Villa now as well?
Yeah.
Because Villa haven't won anything. I mean,
Absolutely.
ages. So this FA Cup is a big one for them.
I think Villa have got this. If I look at them, I go, something's coming. You know?
Yeah.
They're building and building. They could almost do with being in the Europa League or the Conference League to get that trophy. Just like when West Ham got it, you know. I could see Villa going on and winning a Conference League, especially with Unai Emery as their manager. And something is on its way for them. It's just when, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, so your final predictions are?
I think Villa and Forest both are going to be going through.
I think Villa and Manchester City.
I don't like this because the last time we went against Palace, against Fulham, and now we're going against Palace again, and they're probably
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's at Wembley now. It's a big difference. It's a big difference.
It was at Craven Cottage last time.
Yeah, but that's a big pitch at Wembley compared to Craven Cottage.
Yeah, it is. To be fair,
it's a big pitch to play on, and it'd be interesting to see. And big pitch, I think, suits both Villa and City, and that's what I'm going for. Going for City as well.
Yeah, City do have the experience there. To be fair.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see nonetheless. Right. Ben,
onto the big.
You've told me that there are some wonderful, splendid transfer rumors going around, which we are going to discuss. On the A, their likelihood. B, should the player do it? And C, should the club do it?
Yep.
So, how much do we reckon that will happen? 1 to 10. Should the player do it? Should the club do it? Who do you want to start with then?
I think we should start with the one that's been circling the internet for the past 3 or 4 days. Cunha
Oh, go on.
to United.
Yeah.
Apparently, latest from Fabrizio that United and Wolves are in advanced negotiations for Cunha. So it looks like, especially if United doing their business early, it looks like Cunha is going to more than likely be a United player. Now, whether that's a step up or a step across, nowadays you never know. But I think it would suit that 10 system really well under Amorim. No, which I mean, him and Bruno next to each other. Yeah.
Or would Bruno end up slightly deeper just to be more of a creator? Who knows? Because
You never know.
Yeah, it's all over. But I would say on a scale of 1 to 10 of that happening, I'd say that's at a solid 8.5 right now. I think it looks.
Unless something goes wrong last second.
If someone else comes in for him, right? That's what we're looking at there. Is someone else going to come in who's got Europe or something else? Then I could see it happening. For the player, it doesn't look good. I don't think it's a good move.
No.
Personally, I think it's almost, if we went out of 10 for likeness, I'd almost say it's a 1 for a player. I mean, look, okay, you'll play for Manchester United. Great. But Manchester United are not what Manchester United were 15 years ago. Not 10 years ago, because they were crap 10 years ago now. We're talking 15 years ago when Man U were last sort of good. And every player that I can think of that has gone there, maybe with the exception of Bruno Fernandes, has not come out looking good. And whether that's just because they're mediocre or they get run down by a system over time, it don't feel like a good move. Also, Cunha is European quality, right?
Yes.
At the end of the day. Champions League or Europa League, what do you reckon?
What, for United?
No, for Cunha. What do you reckon?
I'd go with a. He's quality, but I think you wouldn't know what he's like until you put him into a top 6 team. For some players who are quality struggled to get into that system of playing for a big club. I'd go Europa League until then he proves it, in my opinion, at a bigger club. And then if he proves it at United, then sure as hell, Champions League. But
fair enough.
I think benefit of doubt.
Yeah, I like it, like you say as well. Top clubs are much more system based than Wolves have been this season. It's been all about the player, hasn't it? And for him, he's had the freedom with that. Whereas at a club like we've seen it, Grealish and Man City is the perfect example, isn't it? Player as free as anything, can do what they like for a middle of the range club, as it were. At the time of Villa, they're much better off now, obviously. But as soon as he goes to City, he becomes just another clog in the system, and it hasn't worked out for him. What about for Man U? 10 out of 10 deal if they get him?
Oh, it would be. Especially, I mean, there isn't much interest in him from what I've seen. So it probably is a one-club battle. But with the ability he has, it's a massive, massive, especially in that 10 next to, like I said earlier, if he plays deeper or whatnot. Bruno, if they get a striker in, which I'm sure we will come on to, player they might be looking at. Honestly, I think there'll be a different team, but there is still the worry of will they get the deal done firstly, because they need to sell to buy, like we've mentioned multiple times. So it'll be one to watch for United these next few days. I think it'll finally get wrapped up there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I said 10 out of 10. I'll go down to a 9 out of 10 for the simple fact Cunha does have a little bit of a wild moment in him every now and then. Which could come out and not shine greatly for him. But in general, a very good move, I think, for Manchester United if they can get him. Who's next on the list, Ben?
I will go to Dean. Oh God, Hodgson.
Hutchinson.
The
centre back from Bournemouth. Yeah. I know he was
he,
linked with Real Madrid at one point, wasn't he? Where's he linked with now?
That's the whole thing this week. The teams interested: Liverpool, Chelsea, Madrid. Look like the 3 front runners. I think Arsenal apparently like the look of him, but they don't need another centre back, so we'll ignore them. United also looked at it, but some very big clubs, 19 years of age, joined them last season from Juventus. for 13 million and now could get sold for 50.
Yeah,
Not bad deal from Bournemouth.
It's his release clause, right? And the idea is that he definitely will be going. It's about a pick of who and where. So, Real Madrid, what do you reckon the likeness of that being the option would be?
I think he's probably too young. I think he's a few years too young for it. I think he'll get the deal. I don't know where he'll go because I think Chelsea probably are maybe the favourites for it at the moment.
I had in my mind Madrid at a 5, Liverpool at a 1, Chelsea at about an 8. That's where I had it in my mind. Likeliness, yeah.
I don't think Liverpool go like for that.
I don't see it.
He's too young as well, in my opinion. I think they need
got the
someone
age. You got young Quansah. You've got Konate and Van Dijk who will be ahead of him. Hudson is ready to play, right? And if he goes to Liverpool, he won't be playing. So I don't think it'll be his first choice. I'm not saying he won't be playing, but he won't be playing every game, you know. So I don't think that would be his first choice. So I don't think that's that likely. Also, I think there's other positions we need to strengthen, which means we won't spend the money there straight away.
Yes. Do you know what? I've watched him a few times. I've watched him live. For a 19-year-old, he's very, very smart. You can see he thinks ahead more than. I mean, that game he played against us, he was very, very good. The game he had on the weekend against, I think, what was it, Palace in the 0-0 draw?
Yeah,
was unreal. 50 million for him seems like a steal. Although the thing with him coming to Chelsea is apparently they want to play him alongside Fofana, not Colwill. So we'll see how many times a game the season that happens. But
Fofana has
very, very good player.
All right, well, we'll go off with Chelsea as we think they're the best. If Hudson was to go to Chelsea, what would you rate that out of 10 for him?
Oh, for him?
Yeah, as a personal move. Let's say Chelsea get Europa League, because right now Champions League's in question, and you win the Conference League, in my opinion. So let's say you got Europa League next season.
I think 7, 8. I don't think it's a enormous step up like Madrid. But I think it's a good step up to a team that could be challenging for Champions League again next season. Whether it's a league or not, we never know anymore. They've made it clear they want to challenge for it next season. It'll be a very, very good signing. I'd stand by that. But for him, there's probably a lot more attractive options than Chelsea, where you're probably going to play alongside 16 other defenders.
I was going to give it about a 6. I think Chelsea's a good step. I think he'd be a star. I do think the negatives for him is he'd probably be on a 10-year contract, which means he'd be committed to Chelsea. Yes, he'd be on a lot of money for that, which bumps the value of it up. And he is at a big club, but it makes it much harder when you want to move from Chelsea to Madrid in 5 years' time if you can't get out because you've still got 5 years left on your contract. So, yeah, I'd give it a 6. And then as for Chelsea, 8?
I think. No.
Maybe even a 9 on the value for money, but I think an 8, you do need that defensive solidarity. But I feel like he needs a leader next to him is the only issue.
Yep.
All right, he might be the leader, but he needs someone with experience next to him because there will be things that he still needs to learn. And there's no way that, because you don't have anyone now that Thiago Silva is gone, that is a leader in that defense. And I think that's been a big issue for Chelsea this season at times as well. So maybe it could become a 10 if you've signed an older, level-headed person next to him. But we'll see. The days of Azpilicueta and Thiago Silva are long gone, and they're the players you need. They're the two dream players you could have next to him, really, aren't they?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Go on, next room then.
We'll go for one striker. I think there's 3 you could talk about, but we'll go Liam Delap because I think he's probably the name that has quite a few clubs maybe looking into him. I mean, every team in the Prem apparently likes the look of him, which I don't know how true that is, but apparently that's the whole thing going around. Chelsea and United are the 2 favourites for it. Do you know what? From a Chelsea point of view, I think for 35, 40 million, would you say? It'd be around that fee. If Ipswich get relegated, probably 30, 35. I think they have a release clause. I think he'd be. Would he become a starter? I don't know, because he'd have to probably hop and. He's a lot better than Jackson, but I think they'd play off each other, where one would play a certain amount of minutes and the next it become carnage. But I really do like the look of him, because when I've watched him, obviously he didn't when they drew 2-2, he was benched, but in the 10 minutes he was on, he bodied Chalobah completely, sent him to the floor. So I think he's one of them strikers you don't get in Prem anymore, where he just bullies his defender completely off. Whereas in the Prem now, you're looking more at poachers. I mean, Haaland's very good at bullying a defender off, but he's also a poacher.
He's a bit of an exception, isn't he? Haaland to the rule. I mean, you've got Man United and Chelsea in for him, two people who definitely need a striker. And I mean, just if you were the lap in this situation, who would you go for?
Obviously, Chelsea are in the better position.
As in,
if United don't win Europa League and everything, they're in a lot of a better position. But with Chelsea, you get the whole factor of, is your spot going to be safe next season? Are you going to be replaced? Whereas at United, I think you get that stability. I think Højlund doesn't look like he's going to, in my opinion, be at United past this summer. I wouldn't be very surprised if they cash in on him. Xerxes, I mean, he's been backed for an exit. Apparently, he already misses Italy or something like that. So United are going to be in the market for a striker. If I was him, I think you probably would look at Chelsea's better option. But both have pros and both have cons. So I don't think you can really pick one out. I think it'll be a 50-50, and then whoever maybe tempts him better.
Yeah, I mean, also, if you talk about Man United's financial situation, where they say they have to sell these players to buy them, if they're going for Cunha, are they going to have 120 million just to spend on strikers alone? Probably
Who are they going to have to sell to get that 120 million?
Yeah, exactly. So I think Chelsea more likely. What do you reckon on a scale of 1 to 10 going to Chelsea?
If he gets a guarantee of game time, it's a very, very good. He's going to get a lot under Maresca at least. He's worked under Maresca in the City Youth development, so that's a big part of it. But I think he's going to get a lot of chances, which, I mean, you look at the XG Chelsea create big chances that they've created. They're top 2 on all of it with Liverpool. So you will get the chances. For him, it's just about whether he can take them, and then, he looks like a quality striker. I can't, his finishing is so unbelievable, but you can also make anyone look good in a compilation. So, but from what I've seen from him, I like him. I think it'd be a 8 or 9 Chelsea.
8 or 9. Decent. And yeah, I agree. I concur. Next rumour. Go for, what should we do? 2 more? Maybe 3?
Yeah, we'll do 2 more.
2 more.
Do you want to take it on me?
Let's do De Bruyne to Villa. That's a new one. That's
okay. Yeah, I heard about that.
Kevin De Bruyne coming out of contract. I know there's a big talk about him going to the MLS, but there's also been 2 Premier League rumours, which we'll focus on because MLS is a bit boring.
We'll do the Prem because I know.
Yeah.
There's quite a few clubs who actually looked at him. To be fair,
I've heard Liverpool and Villa are the 2 big ones that I heard.
I think we met with his agents, so I think we.
And Chelsea.
Yeah, I returned to Chelsea. Yeah.
Firstly, I see sod all chance of that happening.
Yeah, I don't.
I'll rule that one out. I also see Liverpool as a bit more of a fantasy because he's a Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
And I think probably Chelsea's probably a 1 on chance of happening. Liverpool's about a 2. Wages and stuff just doesn't seem likely. It's also against Liverpool's policy to. It was against Liverpool's policy to even extend Van Dijk and Salah's contract, so I couldn't see them offering a big money contract to a player who's a similar age. Villa, on the other hand, they look like a team that would love a player like Kevin De Bruyne, don't they? I mean, just sit in the middle, pick passes, do the job.
My only thing with that is I just don't know whether De Bruyne suits that Villa system. And I don't know what it is about me. I think Tielemans, now I'm not saying Tielemans is on KDB's level, But I think in terms of that player that kind of just distributes the ball across, I think he's good enough for them. I don't think they're going to need that centre mid to really, because he won't play Cam. I don't think he's maybe got the legs for it anymore. So he probably will be that 8 in a way.
The holding 8.
I just don't know if he. If I was to compare it to MLS, where if you go Miami, for example, which I don't know what the links are, I think there was a link with another team.
It's Miami, yeah. It's into Miami, yeah.
So say you go there, you're playing alongside Messi, Suarez, all these players that are top Premier League players and legends, and Messi, of course. You got that. You can kind of just chill. Your family are literally on the sidelines, all this, that. Whereas in the Prem, you're just going to have another year or two of just completely getting kicked, fans are more ruthless. They're a lot more harsh. The media as well in England, you got all these things that will just be questioning. And if it goes wrong, does it ruin his Prem legacy?
I think no, I see exactly where you come. I thought in the moment, like the eye of the storm, it will feel like it might be ruining his legacy if it's going wrong. But then after, everyone will go, well, actually,
He's still
who really cares?
Yeah.
It's like when Lampard came back to the Premier and went to City. No one actually really looks at it and cares about it. Apart from the time when he scored against Chelsea.
Yeah, his only goal that season.
Yeah, but no one sits there and goes, "Oh, Lampard ruined his legacy by doing that." I do think, easy life for De Bruyne if he goes to America. I might be making this up, but did I see the other week De Bruyne saying he just didn't get offered a contract by City, and that's why he's leaving?
Yeah, that
so
is true.
In his mind, he may not feel like his time is up, and I would, if he doesn't feel like his time's up, keep going. For
Do you know what?
I say
it's all right for some to say after 6 Prems that it still isn't enough for him, isn't it?
Yeah, but also it speaks like, say if he went to Villa and they won a trophy with him there being a key part, it only strengthens it. If he believes he's still got the ability, maybe he only thinks he's got 2 seasons in him, 1 season in him, and he goes, "Look, I'll play for you for a season and optional extension if we both want it or something like that."
Yeah,
and then I'll go to the MLS. The MLS is still going to take him, and it's just like Salah with Saudi. Salah's extended for 2 years.
Yeah.
Saudi will still take him in 1 year. Saudi will still take him in 2 years. They're not going to sit there and say no, just like the MLS won't say no to De Bruyne, because the money he brings in and the stuff for the sport, that's what them 2 countries are trying to build, So for me, if I was De Bruyne, if I felt like I was still, and I don't get reference to him sometimes, ginger hair and whatnot, I would stick around in the Prem just for maybe 1 more season. Don't have to do incredibly well. All he needs is a couple moments, a couple highlight reels. Maybe he only plays 30 minutes a game. Maybe he starts a couple games and comes off after 60, But I don't think it will hurt. I certainly don't think it will hurt and his legacy. Ben has disappeared for the moment. A couple more rumours of a quick fire. While I'm waiting for Ben, I'm going to say Harry Kane to Liverpool. Not going to happen. Saw it linked. Would be a terrible idea for both Liverpool and Kane, I think. Actually, not so much for Kane, but for Liverpool, it goes against the process of getting a young quality striker. So no to Harry Kane for me. Ben, what else did you have on the list?
Can you hear a shower in the background, by the way?
Yes, I can.
Is it loud? And I've got the only room with a shower in the house, which is always ideal. Always ideal.
It's there, but we'll run with it.
Okay, I'll just have to talk louder. Actually, hold on.
Gotta scream and shout.
Turn that there. Somewhat cut it out a little.
Maybe.
We'll see. All right. So I'll leave it up to you. We've got Isak and Gyökeres. I think they're the 2.
Let's go with Gyökeres, because I actually firmly believe Isak might stay. Champions League football dependent, but I think they're going to get it. I think they look, minus that Villa game, I think they look the best for it. So I would say, let's go with Gyökeres. Gyökeres. And it's to Arsenal, right? We're talking about?
Yes, that's the team.
All right, likeliness. I think it's a 5. And I'll tell you why. I think I see him going to Europe. As in, obviously, we're in Europe, but I see him going to Germany or Spain rather than going to England. I just don't know why. I don't get the vibe that he wants to go to England. Otherwise, I think it would have been more talked about by now.
Yeah.
For the player, what do you reckon?
I have the exact same kind of outlook on it.
Mhm.
I've always said I think he should go Barcelona and learn under Lewandowski.
One season with Lewandowski,
Exactly.
he goes on his way.
I think it'd be unreal for him, but Arsenal obviously do need a striker. Who they're going to go in for, you don't know. It's still April. They're signing. They don't tend to, honestly. They tend to keep it very, very quiet until like the last second their targets.
Yeah.
And then you just hear all about it. So I think it'll be one to follow, but I would be a lot more, in my opinion, likely that he's going to go to a team like Barca.
So if he did end up at Arsenal, out of 1 to 10 for the player,
For the player, it's great considering he was at Coventry, not like 2 years ago.
yeah, sure,
Not a bad step up, is it? But yeah, I think 7-8. 7-8.
7-8. I go a bit lower. I'd personally say 6. Could turn into a 10, but I just, like you said, I think he suits Europe more. I really do.
Yeah.
I think there's better places out there.
Yep.
Arsenal, look, you could end up being a terrible thing. Everyone says Arsenal need a striker, but what happens if Arsenal get that striker and then, Man City are probably going to be back next season. Let's not lie. Unless this court case comes and hits them, you'll have Man City firing on all cylinders. They've got their striker and they still end up winning nothing.
Yeah.
Because of just not because of Arsenal being bad, for example, but just because City be that good again,
Yeah.
They are still that team that can get 99 points, and it's in there. So, so that's our last one. And for Arsenal, obviously it'd be a 10, right? There's not many better strikers.
Yeah, they're getting a striker.
Is there a different striker they could in the world that they could go for?
Well, other than that guy at Newcastle, I forgot his name.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the one.
But he's gonna be 3 times the price.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Across Europe.
exactly. I got it. Wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah, anyway, moving on. We've got something completely different to end it up here. Jamie Vardy is retiring. Not retiring. He's leaving Leicester. He's not retiring. Scrap that. Is it FLF?
He might be. You don't know.
No, I thought he said he wasn't like leaving. He was just ready for the next step.
He's 8 now. He's crazy.
Anyway, myself and Ben are going to do a quiz, not against each other this time, but together. Hosted by our lovely Sporkle. So thank you, Sporkle, for that. I was trying to get rid of the ads on the side, but they just won't disappear.
Could you send me the link on Discord so I can see like this? Because I can barely see it, but if I just
to be fair, it just says Championship and League One. We can just name clubs.
It's just going through the seasons.
It's just every season.
Let me just see if I can find it.
I can.
You just send me the link anyway, just so my eyes don't die.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
I won't obviously fill it in, but
yeah. Well, you could do it at the same time. That way you can see it.
10-minute timer on it, right?
There is a 10-minute timer. Do you want to change it?
Should we just put on practice mode?
No, let's do 10. Let's just do 10. Come on, we'll see how well we do. 10 minutes to end it up. How well can we do on this Jamie Vardy quiz?
All right, cool. Go on.
Right.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, I'm ready too. There's 130. Is this teams or goals?
136, I think. Teams.
136 teams. Oh,
every club, Jamie Vardy.
Oh, but it's gonna have
there's multiple. There's going to be multiple.
So like Liverpool in each season and stuff. Okay, ready? Should we start in the Premier League and then go?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, right. Play quiz.
Let's fire the.
Right.
Should we go 1-2-1-2? Yeah.
I'll just shout them out. Liverpool.
Chelsea, obviously.
Chelsea.
Arsenal.
Man United.
Yeah. You can name literally all the top 6.
Manchester City.
Yep.
Arsenal.
Tottenham.
Spurs.
Yep, there you go.
Norwich is quite good. West Ham, surely.
Yep.
We've all seen him celebrate and do the Eagle thing against
Eagle,
Crystal Palace.
Fulham. I wanna say.
Fulham.
He's got a few
Yeah.
against
Oh,
them.
so who did he score against? Oh my God, this Champions League comes in here. That's going to take some knowledge.
Atletico
Porto.
Madrid.
No, Atletico. Do you reckon?
Definitely did. I just don't. Right. Let me think. Hull City.
Atletico. Right. I'll just type it. No.
That was Euro.
No. Okay.
He scored against Sunderland. I remember
Right.
that.
Go back to Premier League. Basics.
Premier League. Villa.
Southampton.
Yep. Aston Villa. Wolves.
Brighton.
Yep.
Wolves. We're at 65, by the way.
He's never scored against Wolves.
Wolverhampton Wanderers.
That has shocked me.
Okay, never scored against Wolves.
West Brom. He scored a few against West Brom.
Okay.
Premier League. This is going up to 2021, by the way. So it's just
to disappear. Yeah.
Okay,
Premier League.
It's all Premier League. Sunderland.
Yeah. Okay. Who else did he score against in that scoring streak?
Everton.
Hope you're not. Everton. Right. Who's in the Premier League right now? Ipswich. He could have done it in the chat. Yep, he got it.
Oh, he has.
Who's next? Bournemouth.
Newcastle. After that as well.
Newcastle. He scored against a lot of teams.
Burnley.
Sheffield
United.
Sheffield.
I don't think he would have.
Right. Premier League teams. Let's go back to it.
Championship goal.
Hang on. All right. We've done everyone in 2021. 19. We've done one not from the Premier League in 2019 season. What about Watford?
That could be a shot.
Straight on the 2019. All right, 2018.
Norwich.
Season. Norwich is a great shot. 18-19 season of the Premier League.
29 off.
7 minutes to go still. We're doing really well here. It's going to get harder.
Basically, Premier League bar. There's a few in Championship, isn't there?
Right. We've got a couple more Premier League teams.
Leeds. If it's Championship, surely. No.
What? Hang on.
No.
Never scored against Leeds.
Oh, I'm thinking Championship.
Who's in the 2019 Prem?
No, Portsmouth weren't that early.
Right, hang on. Premier League teams. Just work it quickly. Let's just go through every Premier League team and make sure we got them. Right, in last is Ipswich, then it's Leicester. So
Brentford, but they weren't promoted by the time.
No. Hang on, we've got to work up the Premier League table though. Who's 16th?
Crystal Palace, you got
Wolves. West Ham we've done, Tottenham we've done, Man U we've done,
Everton.
Crystal Palace we've done, Everton we've done.
I think that's all of them. I think we've done all of them.
Surely we've got one more Premier League. So that's a Premier League team that was recently promoted then. Or not in the Premier League.
What is this, 18-19?
18-19 season.
Huddersfield. They were not. That was 18-19.
There you go, Huddersfield.
There you go.
All right. We've got one more in 17-18 Prem and a couple in 16-17.
Okay. 16-17. It was Sunderland,
another
West
champion.
Brom.
Who else was in the Champions League group as well?
What, in 16-17?
Yeah. Did they?
They played some like Lokomotiv Moscow or someone. I don't think it was exactly them, but it was. They played some really rogue team because this was a year.
Come back to it. Right.
Oh god. Okay, 124 missing. That's not bad.
Yeah. All right, we've got to do a championship. Let's name some championship teams.
Coventry. Would they have been in there? No. So think of like ones that are like.
Just think of Birmingham.
Yeah.
Blackburn. Yes. Think of prime championship teams. Cardiff.
Stoke City. They were in the Prem though at
Stoke,
this
yeah.
point.
Stoke. No, Stoke are on
Oh.
it. Hang on.
No,
Oh,
they
hang
were
on.
in the Prem.
We done
2018.
something for Stoke. I don't know where Stoke came in, but look, Stoke 2016-17 Stoke.
Yep. that's it.
Swansea. Yeah, got Swansea.
15.
Is that more Prem? Yeah, Swansea Prem again. Oh, we've just got one more in that. Oh, look, we've done all the Premier League sides.
Oh,
We've just got one Champions League. Oh, and one Premier League in 2014-15. Christ, who was bad in the Premier League? Came up straight down. Oh no, he's left me. Lads, he's left me. Wait, I'm gonna pause it for the moment. He's gone.
Yeah, I'm back. Don't
Right,
worry.
you're back, yeah?
Oh God.
All right, here we go. Right, back at Championship sides. Just think of them.
Plymouth were too early, and that was way too early. Luton were also way too early. They were like in National League at this point.
What teams are in the Championship now? Just
Hull will not be in there. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Middlesbrough.
I feel like we've done them. How do you?
They were in their Prem as well back then.
Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
14,
2017.
Who is really crap in the Premier League? Because we haven't ticked someone off on it. 2014-15 time. Because we've not ticked one team off in the Prem.
That was the season that Jose Mourinho got sacked because he's Swansea in 2-2, which I'm sure like Hull, Stoke. That was like FIFA 14. This is FIFA 15, isn't it? 2014,
14.
What season is it?
Yeah, no, it'd be 15. Yeah.
Is Hull seriously not in there?
No. Blackpool.
Oh. Nah, 14, 15. Oh my God. FIFA 15.
Why can I only think of teams beginning with B? This is doing my nutting.
Messi. FIFA 15
Champions League
was
also
17.
Champions League group stage.
Messi. Champions League. Oh God. Did he score against Barcelona? Where am I?
No, because they made it out of their group stage, so they must have had some.
Oh no.
Did they have Inter?
Might have done.
Oh, we need. Oh, where's Jake when you need him?
12 off.
We've had a great go no matter what. Right, just name some championship teams that were.
Why is this going to do my head?
Who's good in a championship right now? Championship.
Oh
my God, chat, help us, please. Name championship teams.
Wait.
So,
14-15 was the season.
no,
QPR.
Oh, yes!
That's the one.
All right, we're done Premier League. We've done ourselves proud.
Oh God.
Reading.
Champions League.
What?
So what ones have we got left?
Just Championship and Champions League and one League Cup, which I'm not focusing on because screw that. Press.
Do you know what? Millwall. What about Millwall? They're proper champions.
Yeah. Yes.
Charlton. There might be another one. I'm trying to think like ex-Prem. Portsmouth. Surely.
They're a bit low now.
Have we already done? Oh no.
Yeah, they're a bit low now.
Fuck. Oh, like 08-09 Prem teams. Jesus Christ.
No, that's where I got all like the Blackburns, Birminghams and stuff.
Yeah, that's.
We've done not Sheffield Wednesday. We've got 15 seconds.
Barnsley.
I think I did them. Oh no, I didn't.
Oh
wow. 4 off. All right, we've done ourselves proud.
Sevilla. I fucking remember him scoring against Sevilla in Europe. There you go. Oh my God. And then Atletico Madrid definitely is there because he scored in a 1-1.
Oh my God, we missed out a Premier League team. I knew we should have just named them.
Who?
Nottingham Forest.
Fuck.
We're only in the Championship though. Nottingham Forest, Derby County, and Torquay United.
I would never have got Torquay.
But if we
Never
could have
would've.
got Derby. We could have got Derby.
Do you know
Derby
what,
and
though?
Forest.
The average
we've done
score is
well.
what? 8. I've just finished it on mine. 86%.
Oh, where does it say that? Oh, wow, we got 98%.
That's very good.
98%.
Yeah,
That was fun.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, that is probably going to do it for the podcast today.
Yeah.
We can end off quickly if you want to do just quick Premier League predictions for the games of the weekend. Just quick fire score predictions.
Let me get. Okay.
I'll get them up and read them if you want.
Yeah, go for it. I've got them here now anyway. So
okay, perfect.
Chelsea Everton.
All right. I'm going to go with 2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, I'll go 2-1. Brighton West Ham. Or should we restart?
Yeah, keep going.
Brighton West Ham.
3-2 Brighton. 3-2 Brighton.
Yeah, I reckon 2-1 Brighton.
Newcastle Ipswich.
3-1.
4-1. Southampton Fulham.
2-0 Fulham.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Wolves Leicester.
Wolves 2-0.
I reckon Leicester start winning now just because they've not. But no, Wolves are going to win that one 3-1. Bournemouth versus Manchester United.
It's at Bournemouth, 1-0 Bournemouth.
2-0 to the Cherries. And finally, Liverpool versus Tottenham for the Premier League title.
I honestly think it'll just be a 2-2 draw. I think it'll be carnage, and you'll get the draw to see you over the Prem.
They're missing every game. They're going to drop everyone because they've got the Europa League in midweek. 4-0 Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
There's our predictions done. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Yes.
Our Chelsea score predictions for the comment was, I said, what did I say, 3-0?
You said 2-0.
I said 2-0, you said 2-1. Yeah, thank you, everyone, for joining. Have a great evening. And
yes.
We will see you all on another one. Bye. Bye.